السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. يا رب لك الحمد أنت نور السماوات والأرض وما فيهن، ولك الحمد أنت قيوم السماوات والأرض وما فيهن، ولك الحمد أنت ملك السماوات والأرض وما فيهن. أنت الحق ووعدك حق ولقاؤك حق والجنة حق والنار حق. وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدًا رسول الله. نشهدك يا ربنا أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، فكشف الله تعالى به عن هذه الأمة الغمة، وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. فاللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على هذا النبي الأمي الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته وقتفى أثره وسار على دربه إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة في دين الله بدعة. أما بعد، فيقول الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز في سورة البقرة: لا إكراه في الدين، قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. My dear brother and sister in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless all of you inshallah and Jum'ah Mubarak. Today inshallah I will speak about some important topic, and I spoke about the same topic in our intensive course because it's very important and have many doubts. Some Muslims unfortunately, because they are not reading, they have many doubts about this point. This point is Islam is forcing others to follow it, and Islam is spreading by sword, by weapon, by war. This is a very important point, and unfortunately some brothers and sisters fall in this trap, and even Muslims but think that Islam is spreading by this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي. There is no any force to follow Islam. You can't force anyone to follow Islam. You can't say to anyone that you must become Muslim or I will kill you. This is not Islam. This is not Islam. Now let's analyze what is going on from the beginning of the message of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then you can understand. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he became a prophet, he was 40 years old. So he became a prophet until he died. It was 23 years old. 23 years only in his life in Mecca and Medina. 13 years in Mecca and 10 years in Medina. Now I'm asking you one question. In Mecca, did Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam force anyone to follow Islam? Did he? In 13 years, did he force anyone to follow Islam? No. He doesn't have any power to do this. Even if he wants, of course he never do this, but even if he wants, he doesn't have any power to do this. In Mecca, Muslims were very weak. Mushrikeen killing them, torturing them, punishing them, taking their money, separating husband and wife. You know what happened to Sayyidina Bilal radiallahu anhu? You know what happened to Sayyidina Ammar ibn Yasir radiallahu anhu and his mother and his father? You know what happened already? He has been killed in front of his eye, and they can't even defend themselves. So how person thinks that Islam is spread by sword in Mecca? Impossible. Muslims in Mecca were very weak at that time. They are not even allowed to defend themselves. So the believers, which we call them Al-Muhajirin in Mecca, no one of them accepted Islam by force. This first point. Second point, when Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina, does those people in Medina accept Islam by force? Do you think that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam took army from Mecca to Medina to conquer Medina? Is that happen? Did you read any seerah book or any historical book about Islam? Never happened. What happened is those people in Medina, we call them Al-Ansar, they came, some of them came to Mecca and give bay'ah to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam 2 times. Bay'ah al-Aqaba al-Ula and al-Thaniya. First bay'ah and second bay'ah. And then Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Sayyidina Mus'ab ibn Umayr to Medina to teach people Islam in Medina. That's why the majority of Muslims or people in Medina became Muslims, even before the migration of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina. So where is the sword? Where is the army? Where is the war? As people like make allegation about Islam. Islam is built by sword. Where is the sword? Where is the war? Nothing. Third point. How many people did Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by himself kill? You know, if some teacher teaching you like something about mathematics, he will be a very intelligent person and he know what he say. He was the person who implement what he is teaching you. If some scholars say don't lie, he must be the first person who will not lie, right? If he say you must avoid haram, he must be the first person to avoid haram. So the person who teach you, he must be the first person who implement that on himself, right? Now, if we like assume that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaching people to kill the others to force them to follow Islam. If, of course, not happen, but if it must be the first person who implements that on himself is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? So how many people did Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam kill? Does anyone know the answer? How many people? How many people? Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all his life, like 23 years since he became a prophet until he died, how many people he killed by himself? One. During 23 years, one. And even that person has a story. His name is Ubay ibn Khalaf, one of the biggest mushrikeen and leaders of mushrikeen, one of their leaders. That person hates the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam too much. A'udhu billah. He hated him too much. Even he was taking care of his horse in Mecca and give it much food every day. He say, why? I prepare this horse to use it to kill Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what he said. Every day his intention to feed his horse by much food just to kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's his intention. In the Battle of Uhud, between Muslims and al-Mushrikeen from Mecca, that Ubay ibn Khalaf was searching for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was looking for him. Where is he? He said, لا نجوت إن نجا. He said, I hope that I will never survive if Muhammad survived. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Much hatred against Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. During the battle, one of the Sahaba came to defend the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam against that person, because that person intended 100% to kill Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidina Mus'ab ibn Umayr defended Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That Ubay ibn Khalaf killed this Sahaba, radiallahu anhu. He killed him. And then, again, he stand up and insist to kill the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At that time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam took spear and he hit him. Even the scholars say it was slight only. It wasn't deep, just slight. And then he died later. So it's one person in 23 years, which means to you that Islam never teach that kind of things. Like go and kill any other person, he must become Muslim or you kill him. There's nothing in Islam. Just allegation. And we are Ummat Iqra, but we are not reading. Right? First verse in Quran is Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read. But unfortunately, many Muslims recently not reading. Unfortunately. If they just read some about Sirah, they will understand what is going on from the beginning until the end. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله الصادق الوعد الأمين عليه أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم. أما بعد، روى البخاري ومسلم في صحيحيهما عن سيدنا أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: اشتد غضب الله على رجل قتله رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في سبيل الله. The hadith reported by Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, narrated by Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very angry from some person has been killed by the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi sabilillah. What does that mean? Especially for this person, Ubay ibn Khalaf, the only person who has been killed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very angry from that kind of people. That Prophet Muhammad himself forced to kill him. How much crime he has done in his life. That kind of people. Now we go for the number 4 point. If Islam is spread by sword. Now let's analyze some battles which happen in Islam. Like for example, Battle of Uhud. Badr, Uhud, even Trench, Al-Khandaq. We were attackers or defenders? Do you know? We were defenders. Mushrikeen came from Mecca to Medina, which is very far distance actually between Mecca and Medina, just to conquer Medina and kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Muslims were defending themselves in Badr, Uhud, even Trench. In Battle of Trench, many allies became against Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Mushrikeen and some Arab people and even some Yahud, like Jewish people and others. All of them make like allies against Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Muslims were surrounded from everywhere in Medina. That means we were just defending ourselves. But people put in your mind that Islam is spread by sword. Become Muslim or I will kill you. Then what happened after that? Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has some battles with Jewish people. Why? Because those people broke the agreement, peace agreement between Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ and them. And they helped al-Mushrikeen to conquer al-Medina. That's why they need punishment for that. Even why Prophet Muhammad went outside Medina, that's why, because some other armies prepared themselves to conquer Medina. That's why he went first. That's the point. But whenever you just read some book which written by non-Muslim or some Muslim, but he hates Islam, you just get deceived. You think that, oh my God, Islam is very aggressive, is spread by sword. It's not true, my brother. Just you need to read correct history. You need to read correct Sirah book. Even in Battle of Mu'tah, if Islam is spread by sword, which means our army will go to like another army or another place to force them for Islam, right? Okay. In Battle of Mu'tah, Muslims were 3,000. Think by your logic, think by your mind. 3,000 against what? Against 200,000 soldiers from Roman Empire. 3,000 of Muslims against 200,000 soldiers. Do you want to tell me that those 3,000 want to go to force 200,000 persons to follow Islam? Does it make sense? By Allah, does it make sense? Just defend yourself, not to go and say you must become Muslim. Number 5. In our history, some armies who conquered our Islamic country, like Tatar, they destroyed Baghdad and other countries, Islamic countries. Later they became Muslims. So the person who made big victory against Muslims, he became Muslim. Does that mean that we forced him to follow Islam? Does it make sense? Tatar, like one of the biggest armies at that time, they conquered our Islamic countries. They destroyed everything. They killed the Khalifa himself. And later, they accepted Islam. When they saw how Muslims did in their life, they accepted Islam. Does that mean we are forcing them? Doesn't make sense. We already lost the war against them. How we will force them? Number 6. Biggest Islamic country in the world, Indonesia, by number. How they became Muslims? Our army went there? Of course no. Some merchant Muslims from Hadramaut, from Yemen, they went there for business. And then when Indonesian people saw them, how they are dealing. For example, they say, I bought this, for example, for 5 dinar and I will sell it for you for 6. But be careful because it has some bad point in this. You must check. It has like something like this bad. Please check. They were very honest. When those Indonesian people saw those Muslim merchants, how they are behaving, how they are implementing Islam, they became sure 100% that religion is the true religion. It can't come from any other concept, unless it is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are very honest with them, which they never see that kind of treatment by any other people from any other religion. That's why they became Muslims. Indonesia and some of Malaysia and some even from Philippines became Muslim from this. No one soldier from our Islamic country went there. This is the point. Even in Andalusia, Spain and Portugal, we ruled Spain 800 years. Very long time. 800 years. You know that we were minority? Muslims were minority. If Islam is spread by sword, it means we will force everyone in Spain to become Muslim or he will die. Right? If Islam is spread by sword. We were minority 800 years. You can imagine. We ruled Spain and Portugal for 800 years, even though Muslims were minority, not majority. Which means every other person who have any other religion, we're like living his life in Andalusia, peaceful life. No matter if he's Christian or Jewish. So where do those people got that idea from? That kind of allegation from? That Islam is spread by sword? Brother and sister, please think about it. We need to learn, we need to read, we need to understand our religion. Don't feel shame that we think that Islam forces people to follow. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying in Quran, لا إكراه في الدين. You can't force anyone to follow Islam. We ruled India 1,000 years. 1,000 years. You know that now non-Muslim people are 80% in India. 80% non-Muslim. If you speak about 1,000 years and we are forcing people to follow Islam, you can just tell me that even one Indian person would be non-Muslim? It's impossible. 1,000 years. If Islam is spread by sword, which means everyone must become Muslim. Otherwise he will die, right? But this doesn't never happen. 80% of Indian people are non-Muslim already. Although we ruled like India 1,000 years. I have many points to speak about, but our time is limited. I just like open your mind and your heart about some points, just to understand. Even in our Arab countries, which is Muslim countries from 1,400 years ago, we have more than 9 million Christian persons. And those Christians not converted to Christianity like maybe 50 years, no. They are Christian from father and grandfather and grandfather and grandfather, from centuries. If we are spreading Islam by sword and forcing everyone, how those people exist? One of two options. They must become Muslim or they will die. If we are thinking like this. But never happened. More than 9 million persons in our Arab countries. They are father and grandfather and grandfather and grandfather Christian. They are living peacefully. And last point about al-jizya. That money which we take it from Ahl al-Kitab. What about this al-jizya? In very, because we don't have time, in very slight point. Al-jizya for the person who want to live in our Islamic country is in the past, not now. This rule now is not viable. I'm speaking about the past. At that time, someone who lived in our Islamic country, he doesn't enter the army. So the army is 100% Muslim. So you are obligated to protect him, his business, his family, his soul, everything. He is not even obligated to protect himself. You must protect him, and he pay money. You know that kind of amount of money is less than zakat. So you, as a Muslim who live in Islamic country, you pay more than him in zakat. In zakat every year you pay 2.5% from your money, right? He pay less than this. And then he can live as a Christian or Jewish, and he can pray in his prayer place. Freedom. He can do whatever he wants. He can make business. His family is safe. Everything is safe. And he can take the service of the Islamic country. Which now we call it tax. Everyone pays tax actually. In the past it was jizya. And Muslim pays zakat. So, as I told before, Islam doesn't have any weakness points. Do your best. Anyone who even doesn't like Islam, please do your best. Try to find one weakness point you will never find. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this Islam for us, for our life. It will never have any weakness point. So alhamdulillah, my advice to you, learn, read, because we are Ummat Iqra. We are the nation of Iqra. You must read something. You must learn something about Islam and be proud that you are Muslim. Don't feel shame because you hear some allegation from someone who hates Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. If some point making you confused, you doesn't understand this point, go and ask scholars. They will make it clear for you. If you just put it in your mind without asking, without learning, maybe one day, a'udhu billah, make some person go out Islam. And we know some many stories about this point. So فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا ربنا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا برحمتك فيمن توليت وبارك لنا اللهم فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله